So guys, chapter 26 and maybe 27. This might be the last video of this book. Well, no, because there's a summary, but yeah, we might be finishing the book today. So let's get into it. Your destiny is that which you must inevitably experience. Really is an infinite number of individual destinies, each which when attained is the starting place for a new destiny. Jeez, I need to wake up. But since life is infinite, the concept of an ultimate destiny is inconceivable. When we understand that consciousness is the only reality, we know it as the only creator. This means that your consciousness is the creator of your destiny. That is, the fact is you're creating your destiny every moment, whether you know it or not. So this is all stuff that he said before many times. Nothing new here. Much that is good or even wonderful is coming to your life without you having any inkling that you are the creator of it. However, the understanding the causes of experience and the knowledge that you're the sole creator of your life not only make you a keener observer, but it intensifies your appreciation for the richness and grandeur of your life. Okay, I think I just like summarized it by, oh, well, okay, so this part is old concepts that have been established already. But this is new, where he talks about destiny. So he talks about destiny later on, and it seems to contradict what he says right now. But I think he just means something different, even though he used the same words. So he's saying right here, your destiny is that which yeah, it's here. Like he has some ideas about what we're supposed to do because of our identity as God or as part of God or something. Like we're destined to rise to higher states, like he said in the book before. We're destined to merge with God or something, like realize that we're God. He says that everyone eventually gets to that conclusion, but that's in other lectures and maybe other books on it. So that's like, aside from the power of awareness. He said these things. Here he's saying that your destiny can be anything that you want it to be, because I think that he's saying that because Krishna is finished, and so you can perceive or experience. I don't like sweating, so I took this off. This is a bad idea. It's a bad idea to take it off. Okay. So that's the first one. Okay, so he's saying the same thing. Okay, so higher and higher states, he says it again. Just continuing to read and bringing to manifestation more of creation's infinite wonders. You're actually destined to reach the point where you realize that you can create your successive destinies. The study of this book is the master key to the conscious attainment of your high states. So it says the study of this book and operation of law assumption. So listening and doing the work. This very day start your new life. Yeah, we're definitely going to get to the last chapter. So this very day start your new life. Approach every experience in a new frame of mind, new state of consciousness. Assume that noblest and best for yourself. Every respect and continue there and make believe great wonders are possible. So he's not really, I mean, he's saying the same thing. I did kind of gloss over. He says ultimate destiny. Where did he say that? It is your destiny. No, he doesn't say it. He doesn't say ultimate. He says it is your destiny to rise to higher and higher states. So in the beginning, he said that there's no destiny. So, well, where does he say that? It is inconceivable. Ultimate destiny is inconceivable. But he says that it is your destiny to rise to higher and higher states of consciousness. He doesn't put any conditions on it. He just says it is your destiny to rise to higher and higher states. And so I think what he means by ultimate destiny here is like the spiritual destiny, because as people, I think I don't know. He's saying two different things. But I think what he meant in this first one was that we can experience whatever we perceive with our senses, and so I think he's saying with that that's that's infinite. Like you can experience whatever you want. But you know, spiritually, like, is at your core, you have a like it is your destiny to rise to higher and higher states. Maybe he's using the word destiny too freely here. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, I'm doing. Okay. So he didn't say much, much new. It's not that I can see anyway. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the last chapter. Hold on. Let me go. Okay. So it doesn't say that assuming the best and noblest rises you in higher states. He kind of he says kind of the same in other parts of the book where because it's kind of vague the way that he talks about rising to higher and higher states. The end result is clear, that you are to, like, it's not even the book, because I'm remembering from other lectures that he's said that you know, it is your destiny to merge with God and realize and kind of like leave this identity and you know, be at one again with God. But there's like also no destruction of identity, he says. I don't know. He's talking about stuff beyond death. So that's like super heady, super vague concepts, or hard to understand, I guess, and a possible experience, I guess, for us, unless someone were to get to the level the level that Neville got to, which I don't know. This is where it kind of gets iffy for me, where he's talking about like the ultimate destiny of humanity, of each person, and what happens after death. And I don't know. I'm going to doubt, because that is what feels correct for me. If I'm shown another way, then I'm going to be shown it, and I think that something is going to happen to lead me one way or another. I'm going to find out the truth about one way or another, or I'm going to die trying. But anyway, yeah, this kind of stuff, like the ultimate destiny, rising to higher and higher states. I'm gonna keep studying Neville, and yeah, I've only been doing this for a year, so maybe I don't know when I'm aware of certain things. Okay. Anyway, chapter 27. Oh, so I put here that it's a logical transition. So he says rise to higher and higher states, and then right after he says assume the best. So approach every experience with a new state of consciousness. Yeah, rise into higher and higher states. They're kind of related. And then okay. Yeah, all right. Okay, so that's done. Chapter 26 is done. Okay, reverence. Here we go. We're talking about the real different kind of stuff. We're leaving the realm of concreteness, I guess, of solidity, and getting into it, although it may be fundamental to Neville's beliefs, for, I would say, the average person, to believe to have the same worldview that Neville does. It may be maybe sometimes it's not as easy to accept it may be easy to accept for others. I'm not gonna put that on whoever reads or watches the video, reads the book or watches the video. Real quick, I'm gonna posit a theory. I'm wholly aware that thoughts and assumptions have an effect on reality. There's actually been like studies done uh, where people think about like a certain event. They can decide and if an event goes a certain way or not. I'm gonna actually link that to this video where let's study. It's fairly recent. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. And of course, that's not taking into account any subjective experiences that you watching this video may have had with assuming something and then having it come true over and over and over and over again, like to the point where it's not just, it can't be for the coincidence. And I personally am on that side there, that there's too many things that have happened that to make this assumption thing be a coincidence. But I think everybody's on their journey. They'll figure all that out in due time. Okay, so let's get on with the dang chapter. So, the thing I was going to say about. So that is what I believe right now. I don't know about the stuff that he says here. It's also what may be taken into consideration is different definitions for words, like what is God, like the concept of God. And because I would say that most people have a concept of God that is different from what Neville is saying. I don't know. Let's get into it here. So never wouldst thou have made anything if thou hadst not loved it. In that, he's quoting Wisdom, which is a book that Solomon, I believe, wrote. I'm not expert on that. Okay, so in all creation, all eternity, and all the realms of your infinite being, the most wonderful fact. So he's saying in all the realms of your most infinite being. So your greater self is a consciousness. Yeah, he's saying that. So in everywhere, the most wonderful fact is that which is stressed in the first chapter of this book. You are God. So what he means by God, let's actually find out here. So he says you are a couple things. Okay, so I'm gonna just read and then go over the chapter because go over the summary, because this is the summary. Okay, so he says you're God, you're the I am, you're consciousness, you're the creator, and that's a mystery known by the great people throughout time. And that's the truth that you can never know intellectually. You have to feel it. And so you are not your identity, like your name, which is absurd. You are the awareness that knows that you are the identity that was like impressed upon you as right after you're born. You were given a name. You were yeah. Okay. As it is your greater self, your deeper self, your infinite being. So that is, he's saying that is who you are. I agree. I agree with the you are the consciousness. You are not like the person as entangled as you can be with your identity based on your emotions and how you react to things. Okay, call it what you will. The important thing is that it is within you. Your infinite being is within you right here. So your deeper self, you are your infinite self. Your infinite being. That's who you are, and that I think is what he's saying here. It's not clear, but that it, I think, means deeper self, infinite being. That it is within you. It is you. It is your world. He's not saying anything new here, because everything is consciousness, and you're part of consciousness. Like the greater consciousness. So this is the fact that underlies the immutable law of assumption. It is upon this fact that your very existence is built, and it is this fact that is the foundation of every chapter of this book. So that's why I've been going over the foundational facts. Like when he says over like when he goes over the methods and like he's talking about the stories and he's going into the weeds about a certain thing like effort. Like I always stress that the fundamental facts of the law of assumption and like the makeup of our world cannot be ignored. in lieu of the methods and like the actions that you're like supposed to do. Even though Neville like says to do this, says to like go to sleep. In the feeling of the wish fulfilled, that's a method, it's a tactic. As long as you don't deviate from the foundations, and if you're strong in that, then you can do whatever technique you want as long as it's in line with that. Anyway, I've said that before, but I just stress it. So you cannot know it, you can only feel it, you can only be aware of it. This is another thing that I kind of take umbrage with, because I think I'm using that word right. Because I like figuring things out. I like knowing whether the thing is true or false. And feeling or experience is very subjective. So I can't prove to somebody, say that and tell them like this is true because I've felt it. Well, I mean, I haven't. Like the person listening to me hasn't felt it, so they don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But maybe that's just how it is, and that's fine. I just have to adjust to it. Okay, becoming aware of it. One great emotion permeates your being. So he's established all this. Here he's established that you are I am, you are God, you're your consciousness, and you are not your identity, you're not your name, you're the awareness that knows that you are your identity, your human identity. And then that your greater self, your infinite being is you, and it's all over the world and stuff like that, are all over your sensation, your environment. And then you can only feel it. And then he's saying because you can only feel it, maybe speaking from personal experience here, a great emotion permeates your being. You live with a perpetual feeling of reverence. This is getting super scratchy. The knowledge that you created is the very self of yourself. And whenever I'm getting water, does anybody else kind of like it when their voice gets deep, like when they get sick? I gotta dig it. Okay, so we're talking about the feeling of reverence that you get. The knowledge of the creator is the very self of yourself. Interesting way to say self of yourself. And would never have made you had he not loved you, must fill your heart with devotion, with adoration. Who is the one feeling love? Is because if it's the identity, then that's non-existent. I'm just gonna say that. Oh, okay. So one, if you are, of course, it's one thing to know like intellectually. Well, I'm the awareness that knows that I am who I am right now, recording this video or watching this video or whatever. And then it's another thing to feel as if you are something greater than yourself. This feeling, the love, I think solidifies the separateness of the identity of the id, or not id, ego, I guess, the ego versus the greater self, the infinite being. That's what I think. Okay, one knowing glimpse of the world about you is any single instant of time is sufficient to fill you with the profound awe, feeling of worship. But again, maybe he's speaking from experience here. That may not line up with what he's saying about you being your infinite self. Like how can you love yourself? Like how can you love yourself for creating yourself? It is when your feeling of reverence is most intense that you're closest to God. Okay, and then he says that when that feeling is really strong, you're closest to God, and when you're closest to God, your life is precious. This maybe subjective, Neville's subjective experience. Our deepest feelings are precisely when those we are least able to express. Sure, yeah, I agree. And even in the act of adoration, silence is our highest praise. So what this reminds me is going into silence. Yeah, so that was that's chapter 27. Let me just go over it in the summary. So you can just look at all this here. All right. So this is everything that you are not. This is I'm summarizing. So your God, your conscious, the consciousness that knows who you are, who you call yourself. It's the same thing as you are the awareness. So the consciousness is within you. That fact underlies the law of assumption, and the creator is the self or yourself, and you are your greater, deeper being, your infinite being. So that's an identity like overview of what was said in chapter 27. And okay, the greater self is within you, is in your world. You can't know it, you can only feel it after you're aware of it. Okay. Yeah, and I'll put in that consciousness study, which is super cool. Okay, so that is chapter 26 and 27. Hope I didn't piss off too many people. I mean, I have my opinions. Nothing, well, I guess I'll have the opinions that I have with the information that I have right now. If I get more information, then my opinions will change. You know, maybe take down this video or something, or update it or whatever. But yeah, if like I'm totally open to discussion. Just like please be civil about it. Like I believe the things that I do, and if I don't know something, then it's out of ignorance. There's nothing I can do about that. There's absolutely nothing. So just keep that in mind. I guess, you know, just in general, and talking to me or making a comment or whatever, that that people do things because of the knowledge and wisdom that they have. I guess, you know, you can try to and that's the other. So just like, you know, have a little bit of mercy in mind, because they, you know, until they have a greater level of awareness, people who may make some mistake, and maybe you're in a position to help them. You have a greater level of awareness. What was I going to say to that? I don't know. Maybe you have so you're in a position to help them if you have been you know, blessed with the information that you have right now that causes you to believe something different. So yeah, just be nice. I'm gonna go over the summary in the next video. We'll see how many videos it takes me to go over it. But yeah, look forward to seeing you guys in a couple days.